be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot. I be beaming.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today I'm eating some soul food, okay? It's a healthier version of soul food. I have some sweet potato mash, some blackened salmon, and also some kale, okay? So I'm excited about this. I cannot wait to eat. It smells good, looks good, and I know it is good. Like, y'all saw me meal prep earlier this week, so I've had this like one or two other times, y'all. And it just gets better and better each time. It really does. It does. Give y'all a bite of this mash, these sweet potatoes. Of course, in a traditional sense, these would be yams, right? Yams. I would probably have fried chicken, some fried fish. I would have greens, you know, with some turkey or ham hock in it. Something, right? So it would definitely be different, you know, the traditional sense of soul food. But this is still very much soul food. This kale came out so good. Let me give y'all a big old bite. So good, y'all. So good. So what's up, y'all? How the week been? How has your week been? I appreciate the love y'all showed me. I dropped 2 vlogs this week, and if you haven't watched the vlogs, please do. See me work out, see me meal prep, see what I eat in a day. I'm gonna drop, you know, more of those videos. I'm gonna take y'all on this journey with me. If anybody's watching for the first time, I am on a 90-day journey that started this week on Monday. One thing I'm doing differently this time is I'm getting out of my comfort zone with exercises. So I'm doing step aerobics, y'all, which is intense. It's wild. I got a vlog coming out that'll have some footage of me and mom like doing this extreme step aerobics, and hopefully I have footage of when it got real wild. Maybe I don't, but y'all, whoo, that full body workout, the calories that you burn, man. So I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone in terms of exercise. And also I'm keeping a food journal, you know, so I'm writing, you know, what I eat, what time I eat, how I felt when I ate. I'm writing about like my moods, how much sleep I got, how I felt about the day, what kind of exercise I did, just everything. Like, I'm just documenting my experience, just how I felt, so I can go back and, you know, just be able to account for this journey, you know. So I've written in my journal every day this week, and I just love to journal anyway, so it's pretty easy for me to keep up, you know, with doing it. This is my first meal, y'all, so I'm definitely eating a little fast right now. It's 12:30 right now. So my eating window is from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. So in the morning when I wake up, all I do is have my lime water, just regular water, and then like I eat at 12. Well, it depends on the day. Some days I do 11, some days I do 12. It depends on like what time I'm working out. But and this isn't a whole lot of food, right? It's just a regular size portion. It's not excessive or anything like that. So I'll definitely be eating healthy food in my mukbangs and when I'm doing my story times and stuff. Like You know, everybody is trying to prioritize their wellness. I'm like, yo, I want to take better care of myself. I want to do this. I want to get more sleep. I want to eat more veggies, whatever, you know, whatever your goals are, or however, you know, whatever adjustments you're making for your wellness and for your health, you know, now is the time. It's definitely not easy, but, you know, making small adjustments will definitely add up for sure. Definitely. Like, y'all, I saw somebody, this woman that I know, I've known her for years, like, I don't know, like 15 years. Ran across her page, y'all. She dropped 120 pounds. I mean, it just clicked for her, and she just found something that worked. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest thing about like weight loss, wellness, eating better, is just finding what works for you. Like, what works for me is not going to work for everybody out there, you know? I think just being open to that, realizing that, you know, what helps somebody else drop weight very quickly may not work for you, and being okay with that, to try something else, you know? Like, don't keep on forcing it and keep on trying it and doing it if you're not getting the results or if you don't like it. It's just so many things that you can do, you know what I mean? But I think a big part of being successful in terms of like weight loss and stuff, or just your health in general, is like knowing where you stand. Like, that's why, like, for me, I go and get a physical every year so I can know my numbers. You know what I'm saying? Is everything good? Am I struggling in any areas? Like, do I have any kind of deficiencies? You know what I'm saying? So if you have like health concerns like high blood pressure or diabetes, or let's say you're diabetic and don't even know it, right? And if you haven't gotten a wellness check in years, so you're diabetic and you're eating foods that is not helping you with your diabetes, I think that that's, you know, that's definitely going to interfere with your goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have a diet geared towards you being diabetic. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's so many, like, you know, meal plans and options, because we're all so different and just have different needs. So I think that it starts with like knowing where you stand, knowing what areas, you know, where you might be struggling or have deficiencies, so you can add those things into your diet and your body will respond to it. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. Doing your own research too, because again, just jumping on something because somebody else did it and they had success doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So definitely always do your own research with everything. You know what I'm saying? Not just health and wellness and meal plans or exercise, just everything. Like, research everything, y'all. I cannot stress that enough. So as y'all can see, I got a story time today. I know it's been a minute. I feel like I haven't done a story time in like 2 weeks. Y'all been like, what's good, Rhonda? Where the stories at? I've definitely done one. I did 2 story times on a live stream, but I know a lot of y'all might have missed that. All right, last bite. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into the story time, y'all. That was good as hell. And just hit the spot, like it was perfect. Right amount of food. All right, be right back, y'all. Hey, my good people. So we're gonna get into the story time in just a moment. But while I was editing, I realized there's a lot of cussing in this video, okay? Like, trust me, it was just one of those things. I didn't even realize that I was cussing that much. So viewer discretion is advised. If you don't like cursing, you might want to sit this one out, all right? I'll be more mindful next time, I promise, but I still wanted to drop this video, all right? So before we get started, this is a fiction story, so please use your imagination just like I do, and watch the ads. If you enjoyed the story, share it, all right? Let's get into it. So today's story is about Erin Copeland. She is in her early 40s. She's not married, but she is in a relationship. Her boyfriend's name is Lewis. They've been together for about 1.5 years, 2 years. And Erin spends a lot of her time at her company. It's a mortgage company that she works at. And she's a manager in their operations and call center department. So she manages a couple different teams, and she's really great at what she does. She's really, really good. You know, she understands people. You know, she understands how to pull out the best out of people. She has really great ideas. She's willing to go the extra mile. Like, she's good at training. She's just good at what she does. You know, she knocks it out the park all the time. You know what I mean? And like, because she brings the best out of her employees, they're constantly getting these big ass bonuses. Like, they love her. She loves them. It's just a great work environment, right? And she's killing it. Like, she's just super ambitious and just driven, you know, like she was always the kind of person that would dream big, think big, you know, want the biggest things, and, you know, knew how to go out and make it happen, you know, learn whatever she had to learn. That's the kind of person she is. So as far as her boyfriend, Lewis, you know, when they met like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he wasn't in the best place, honestly. You know, he wasn't in the best place. He used to be a very ambitious person, you know what I mean? But he started taking all of these losses in life and went through a divorce and just all kind of stuff. You know, life was kind of beating him up at the time when they met, and he wasn't as driven. And I'll tell you is that, you know, not only did they get along and like a lot of the same things, he really was kind of hoping that her ambition kind of like rubbed off on him, you know? And I'll tell you is that, you know, Erin knew that she could do better than Lewis, but she wanted to work with his potential, you know, where he could go. He's very smart, charming, just a kind person, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, all right, so, you know, they got together, they hit it off, their relationship started pretty quick. And so they ended up moving together, and the house they live in is Erin's house. So while they've been together, Erin made a purchase, got the house, and eventually Lewis moved in with her. So, you know, things are going pretty good. Things are good at work, things are good in their relationship. And let me say this, Erin is a very structured person. Like, you know, she sticks to a schedule. So she leaves the house at the same time every day, gets to work at the same time every day. As soon as she's off work, she goes to the gym, and she gets home every day around the same time. And Lewis is usually home before she is, usually every day, right? So, excuse me, this day is like any other. You know, she goes home, takes her shoes off, grabs her shoes, goes into the kitchen. You know, she calls out for Lewis. He doesn't answer. She's like, maybe he's upstairs or maybe he's not home yet, whatever. She's going through the mail. So she always stops at the mailbox before she goes in the house. You know, she's looking through the bill. She grabs a snack. She goes upstairs. She doesn't see, you know, Lewis. He's not taking a nap. She called his phone and it goes to voicemail, whatever. She sends him a text message, you know, asking him what time he's going to come home. And, you know, doing all of this or whatever, she finally makes her way to the closet. And when she opens the closet, she sees that Lewis's side of the closet is empty. He has taken all of his shit, his clothes, his shoes, hats, belts, everything gone, wiped out. So she really is like, what the fuck is going on? You know, so now she goes back to her phone and she's calling like crazy, just back to back. No answer. So sometimes it rings and sometimes it's going straight to voicemail. So he's sending her the voicemail. So his phone is on, but, you know, she's calling from a private number, still going to voicemail, right? Goes on social media, doesn't see any activity, you know, nothing's going on in his story, nothing, right? So she's texting back to back to back, still nothing. She decides to call a couple of his friends, no response. And so she's freaking out at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, what the fuck? Like, who just leaves like that? Like, there was no indication that there was a problem in the relationship or that he wasn't happy, nothing, right? So, you know, of course, at this point, you know, her stomach is just turning. You know, her world feels like it's flipped upside down. She calls her best friend. You know, her girlfriends come over. They got champagne, they got wine, and they're just there to comfort her and pick her up. You know what I'm saying? And talk to her, like, and really more than anything, too, just telling her not to blame herself, because she's asking all of these questions and just like taking all the blame. And they're like, look, like, you can't blame yourself. You haven't talked to him. Like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what he's going through. But she's like, nah, fuck all that. Even it doesn't matter what he's going through. Who picks up their shit and just leaves and doesn't say anything? Like, you know, you don't do that. Like, we're building a life together. Like, come on, you don't do that. Right. So, you know, she has her wine. She's a little tipsy. And, you know, her girlfriends pack up, they leave. And, you know, she's like, no, I'll be good. I'm going to go to work tomorrow, whatever. I'm going to get my shit together. Right. So they leave. You know, she somehow, you know, goes to sleep eventually. Is kind of restless, tossing and turning, back to sleep. And then, you know, she gets up when her alarm clock, you know, goes off and does her normal routine, right? Goes to work. She definitely seems out of it. You know, she talks to a lot of the managers and other people in leadership, just letting them know she got something going on in her life. And just so they know, because she's kind of out of it, right? So like a day or two goes by and she gets a call from a private number and she answers. Now, when she gets this call, she is at work. So she picks the phone up and she's like, hello? And it's Lewis. And he doesn't have a whole lot of words. He's not saying a lot. And she's like, where are you? Like, why did you leave? Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Did I do something? And he just doesn't have a lot to say. He's trying to gather himself. And she's like, Lewis, what's going on? And he's just like, look, I know what I did was wrong. Like, you know, there's never the right time to like end a relationship or, say that it's not you, it's me. Like, I know that that's so typical. That's that movie shit. But like, it really is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have my life together. I don't feel like I'm adding to your life. I really feel like I'm inadequate. I don't feel like I'm not where I should be. I feel some kind of way that we live in your house. Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have preferred that we moved into our own spot together, but this house is yours. You know what I'm saying? And I'm basically somebody just paying rent, basically, and I don't know. Like, and she's like, have I made you feel like this isn't your home? Like, I mean, we picked out furniture together. Like, I want you to feel at home. Like, we can work through this. He's like, look, it's not even that. Honestly, it's just me. Like I said, I got to get myself together. I need to figure out what I want. I need to make more money. I need to get my health together. Like, everything. My shit is just in the gutter. Like, and again, it's not you, it's me. Like, I promise you, like, I don't want you to beat yourself up about this. And so she's on the phone crying, and like, Lewis just can't take the fact that she's crying, and he just gets off the phone, and not that he's trying to be insensitive or inconsiderate of how she's feeling, but he just doesn't know what to say, and she's in her office crying, and, her director comes to her door and is trying to comfort her and their friends. And, she's a little more specific about what she has going on and how Lewis just left. And, her director is just like trying to like console her and telling her to go home. And she's like, no, like, I can't let the team down. We have these goals and deadlines to meet and like whatever. So, she picks herself back up and goes back out there and finishes the day. Now, this is very much a turning point though, because after this, Erin just turned into a whole nother person. She transforms into the worst manager ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's rude, she's condescending, she's very short to people, very negative, just like nasty towards everybody. She's writing people up, doesn't have just cause for anything that she's doing. She's fired 2 of their top employees. Like, she's just on a rampage because she doesn't know how to manage her feelings and what's happened. Like, she is really turning her department upside down. So her director comes to her and is like, look, check this out. Look, we worked really hard to build this team and to get to where we are and to meet our goals. And we've been doing great. But like, what you're going through, like, I get it, but I can't risk, going back to square one because of how you're feeling. So look, I'm going to send you on a paid leave. I need you to go and get yourself together, whatever that looks like. I need you to go. And so she's like, no. And she's like, no. This is not a request. This is not a request. I'm telling you, get your stuff, leave for 3 weeks. You will be paid. Your job will still be here. I don't want to miss out on, you being you and what you bring to the table. I'm not telling you your job is gone. I'm just saying that if you don't have your shit together when you come back, it may be a problem though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be here. So go get yourself together. Right. So, Erin listens and she goes home. You know what I'm saying? She goes home and she walks into the house, and it feels empty. And she looks around and she's like, this place don't even feel like home, and she's not just like saying it because Lewis is no longer there. She's just saying like, she doesn't really care for the furniture. She tried to compromise. She wanted Lewis to feel at home. She wanted him to feel like this was his house too. You know what I'm saying? But for her, it doesn't feel like home. So she's like, fuck it. The first thing she does, she starts ordering new furniture. She's all online, just dropping all kind of money, y'all. Like, she's spending money on whatever she wants. Like, she's decorating her house the way that she wants. You know what I'm saying? Getting the art that she wants, getting everything that she wants, like, she's like, I'm doing this shit my way. She got new cups, she got new forks, plates, everything, pillows, everything, got a new comforter set. Everything has changed, right? So that's one of the first things she does. And during this time while she's on this leave, she's really just like, yo, like, I really haven't been myself. Like, maybe it is good that we broke up because I don't even know who I am. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to focus on. If I'm not working or working out, I would have Lewis around. So she was so distracted and consumed by everything else that she had lost her. You know what I'm saying? So this was her time to really try to find her way back to herself, right? So she's trying to find the good in all of this, right? And she goes into the closet and she pulls out her guitar. So she's a self-taught guitar player, but she hasn't played in like, it's been a while, like a year or so. And, she was playing when her and Lewis first got together, but she stopped playing. So she goes in, she grabs her guitar and she just starts playing like one of her favorite songs, and she still has it very much like she never walked away. So she's just playing, and it feels good to hear music, to play music, and to still do something that she knew that she loves. You know what I'm saying? And she does that. Then she starts doing yoga, and she just starts like trying these different hairstyles and stuff, looking at YouTube videos, like just doing a whole bunch of stuff she used to do that she completely stopped doing. Her and Lewis hadn't really been spending time apart. They hadn't really been spending time with their friends, which means that they've just been depending on each other, you know what I'm saying? Just that same energy going back and forth. So this really feels good for her, being intentional and like tapping into her and like getting back to the things that she loves. You know what I'm saying? Listening to new music. She's making new playlists, like all kind of stuff. So she makes really good use of this 3 weeks, right? So she goes back to work and she has a new hairstyle. She's wearing colors that she normally never wears. Like she's like a new and improved Erin. You know what I mean? Like you could feel her energy when she walks through the door, and everybody missed her. She missed them. And, she's ready to just get back in and pick up where she left off. She doesn't want to be a distraction. She wants to be of value to this company. She wants to lead her team to success. You know what I'm saying? And, she knows how to listen, knows how to lead, knows how to follow. She knows how to do those things. So she jumps right back in and she's herself. And, things are going well. Things are going great, right? So she's been back to work for like, let's say like a day or two, right? So when she gets home, she does her same thing. She gets home, she goes to the living room. Like the kitchen area. She grabs a snack. She's looking through the mail. She works her way upstairs. And as she's about to shower, she notices that her engagement ring is gone. So Lewis had proposed to her, right? And she would wear the ring, but there would be some days that she wouldn't. And she would just forget it because she would take it off when she would shower, right? And Lewis would get on her all the time about it. Like, hey, put your ring back on, right? And, on this particular day when he left, when he packed up and just left, she left the ring, and he didn't take it with him. So since he's been gone, that ring has just been sitting there this entire time. So now she's like, where the fuck is this ring? Like, I know I didn't move it. That's strange. So now she's looking around. She's looking, by the tub area. She's looking by the sink. She's looking in the kitchen area, looking through some pants pockets. She's like, is it in my jewelry box? Like, maybe I just did it subconsciously and wasn't thinking about it, right? She's looking around, can't find it. But she's like, you know what? To hell with that ring. Like, whatever. That ring is old news, just like me and Lewis. Like, whatever, right? So, she goes to the rest of her night. Okay? So let's fast forward like 1 or 2 more days. She comes home, does the same thing. She gets off work. She goes to the gym. She walks through the door and she goes into the kitchen and there's a candle that's lit, right? And she's like, I love candles, of course, but she doesn't usually light candles downstairs. It's usually upstairs, like when she's in her bathroom. And so she's looking around and she's like, fuck, did I leave this candle on? Because the candle looked like it had been burning for a while. You know what I mean? She's like, fuck, did I bring the candle downstairs? It is one of her candles that she burns all the time. But she's like, this candle was just never downstairs. Like, I know I'm not tripping. And she's like, am I losing my shit? Like, she starts questioning herself. And she's looking around the house and, everything else looks fine. But she's like, all right, the ring, the candle, like, I don't know, like, I'm tripping. I'm fucking tripping. So she goes, takes a shower, and is like, let me lay down. Let me lay my ass down and get myself together. Maybe I just overexerted myself with the breakup happened and I threw myself into a whole bunch of activities and shit. Like, I don't know, I'm tripping. So, a couple more days go by and, she goes to work. All is well at work. She comes home. And as soon as she walks through the door, there's like this row of shoes lined up in front of the door, her shoes. She's like, I know I'm not fucking tripping. She was like, all my shoes are normally up in the fucking closet. Like, what the? So she, closes the door. She goes and gets in the car and she gets her phone out of her purse and she's just like, she calls Lewis. And she's like, Lewis, hello? And he's like, hey, what's up? Do I have some mail or something? She's like, no. She's like, if you want my attention, you got it. And he's like, what are you talking about? She was like, look, the candle, the fucking ring, you took the engagement ring, you lined these shoes up. Look, if you want my attention, you got it. What? Do you want to work things out? Is that what this is? Is this your way of getting my attention for me to call you, for you to say that you want to come back? And she's like, I don't flatter yourself. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Nah, I have no idea. And she's like, well, look, I never got your key back. So you got to be the person doing this shit. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, look, I'm not even in the state. I'm in a whole nother state, And she's like, what, are you moving? He was like, maybe I might consider moving. I might be moving with my girlfriend. And she's like, girlfriend? What the fuck you mean, girlfriend? We just broke up. You told me because you had this and that going on in your life and blah, 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 blah. You have a girlfriend? And he's like, I gotta go. I don't know what you have going on. I'm sorry, whatever's going on. It's not me. I can prove that I am where I am and this is where I've been. I gotta go. And he hangs up the phone in her face, right? So this puts her back in a bad place. It feels like square one all over again. It feels like that same day when he just packed his shit and he was gone. You know what I'm saying? It feels like he just punched her in her stomach, right? And she's like, what the fuck? So now she's, overthinking, overanalyzing. I'm not good enough. I'm not this, I'm not that, blaming herself, right? She can't believe this shit is happening. So she gets in the bed, she balls up in the middle of the bed and she's just sad. She wants to call her friends, but then she wants to be alone. You know what I mean? So she's sitting with her shit, right? She goes to bed, somehow finds it in herself to get up, goes to work the next day, and she's kind of out of it again. The director notices that her energy is shifted and changed, and she opens up and shares that like some weird shit's been going on at home. Lewis has a new girlfriend. He might be moving. Like, I'm sorry. I look, I want to be at work. I'm gonna get it together, but I'm having a moment, but I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get it together or whatever, right? So she's just processing all of this stuff, right? So like a day or two goes by, she gets off work and she goes to the gym, because the gym is giving her a lot of peace and allowing her to release a lot of this anger and energy and stuff, right? She goes home, and this time when she walks through the door, all the furniture she just bought, all of it, completely rearranged, completely in different places. The couch, the love seat, the piano, the pictures, the frames, the centerpiece, like the coffee table, everything is in totally different areas. Like everything is positioned way different. And so she's like, what the fuck? So she steps out of the house, she gets in the car and she drives around the corner. She calls the police and she tells them like, somebody broke into my house. I don't know what is going on. I have no idea what's happening. I know I'm not tripping. So the police come, they go in the house, they, clear the whole house. Nobody is there. They say it doesn't look like forced entry anywhere else in the house. They ask her, did she notice anything when she opened the door? And she's like, no, all the other doors are secure. Like everything is fine. And so they're like, do you have a camera? She's like, no. They ask her neighbor right across the street that would have, got the angle. And that person's like, well, I don't have a camera, but also, I've been home, haven't seen anything, haven't heard anything, nothing. Nobody's come in, nobody's come out. They ask other neighbors, nothing, like nothing is adding up, right? And so Erin is like, yo, like before I thought I might have been losing my shit before. Maybe I can give it that. But the furniture's been completely rearranged. And they're like, okay, is there anybody else that might have access to your house? And she's like, my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend Lewis, we broke up not that long ago. He said that he's been out of state. I talked to him the other day because the other shit I told you that's been going on. And he said that I never got his keys back from him, but he said he has not been here. He's the only person I could think of. And so they're like, all right, give us this information. We'll give him a call or whatever. We want to make sure everything checks out, whatever, right? So they're like, all right, we'll, continue to look into this or whatever, and she's like, yo, I can't stay here. She goes to her best friend's house and, she hits, this is her final straw. She's like, I'm uncomfortable in my house. I don't know what's going on. She's like, I don't know. Again, it might be a combination of me losing my shit. I don't know if the house is haunted. I have no idea, but whoever wants me out, I'm done. So she puts the house up for sale, right? She's like, fuck it. I'm gonna put the house up for sale. I thought I was gonna be here for the rest of my life, but I'm good. I can't live like this. Like I can't be uncomfortable in my house. So she puts the house up for sale and it sells really fast. It's, it's in a market, in an area that's high demand. It sells very quickly. This woman buys it and, she offered more actually than she was asking for, you know what I mean? So she's like, cool. It's a very smooth transaction. And, she ends up getting a condo, downsizes. Erin gets a condo, downsizes into a 2-bedroom condo. And, she's fine with starting over again, in her own space by herself and just being alone. She's content with that. She's happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And, she just can't believe that this happened. You know what I'm saying? How did I get here? What am I supposed to take from all of this? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So then we shift back to her old house where this woman named Sarah bought the house, right? Woman in her 30s, so we go back to the house and she's sitting in the living room of this house. She's been there for a couple of weeks, looks very settled in, looks happy, looks, she looks very much at home. So we see her on the couch and then this man joins her on the couch. It's a man named Christopher, it's her husband. And Christopher is also one of Erin's former employees, one of her top employees that she fired abruptly without just cause, right? And, when she fired him, he knew that he was going to get her ass back. And that's why this episode is going to be called Payback is a Bitch, because it is. You never know how it's going to come back to you. You never know how your karma's going to come back to you. Christopher messed up a couple of things, and unfortunately he got caught in, this world when Erin just wasn't in a good place, a good headspace, and he got fired, what he did, he probably should have been on the final, but she fired him. And, you know, he just wasn't expecting that. You know, he felt like he could recover. He felt like, you know what I'm saying, he could turn this around. And she fired him. And, you know, he was the breadwinner in this house. You know, he was making really good money, getting bonuses. Like, things were going fucking well for him. And you want to pull that, oh, you want to take that away from me? You know, and so he always had it in his mind. He was like, all right, bet. So I'm going to show you exactly what he started doing. So once he got fired, very easily, he made his mind up that he was going to get her back. Off the jump, he knew I'm going to get her back. Like, if I have to suffer, you going to suffer too, right? So he thought of a plan. And, well, he didn't really have a plan, but he was like, I'm going to start off by following her, right? So he gets her address very easily. He starts following her home every single night, right? Now, he's parked in a place where she wouldn't notice, but he could see her house though. You know what I'm saying? And he's parked behind this truck, so she wouldn't really pay attention to it, but he could see what she's doing. Like, he could see her when she pulls up to the house. You know, he could see, you know, what's going on when she goes in the house. And what he noticed was that Erin does the same thing. Like I told y'all, she's very structured. She sticks by a schedule. At 11 o'clock every single night, she comes out the house. She has her gym bag. She has her gym shoes. She's getting her car set up to make sure she's good for the gym the next day. So she's outside usually for about, I'm gonna say like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you know, doing everything in her car, getting everything situated, doing this, doing that, kind of fumbling around or whatever, right? She goes back in the house. Now, when she comes out the house, she doesn't lock the door. He noticed that because she comes right out and just goes straight to her car, right? So what he decided to do was, after he saw that this was her routine, he saw it long enough. What he decides to do is, he was waiting in like these bushes on the side of her house, right? He did all of this at night. You know, everybody's in the house. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's pretty much in for the night on her street. So he's in this bush, y'all. So he's waiting for her to come out. She goes out to her car. Once she hits the corner to go to her car, he goes in her house, right? Goes in the house. He doesn't know his way around the house, right? He doesn't know the layout or anything, but he finds this closet. The closet doesn't look like it's really used like that, but it also has like another entryway within the closet, like a little area, like a little cubby hole. He goes into the cubby hole and hides, right? So he's in there, so he can hear her when she comes back in, hears her walking around, going upstairs. He stays in this cubby hole overnight, okay? Waits for her to come downstairs the next morning, waits for her to leave. So then he gets out of this cubby hole area and is walking around her house, walking around, looking at shit, just like figuring out his plan. What am I going to do to fuck with this woman? What am I going to do to get inside of her head, right? And he just starts with little small subtle things. So he starts with the ring. He lights the candle. He lines up the shoes. He rearranges the furniture. He just started doing all this shit. And he was going to keep on doing it until he got into her head to make her uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, if you making my life uncomfortable, like I said, your life is going to be uncomfortable too. And he was like, okay, I'm going to get her about this house, right? So, you know, the furniture being moved around was the final straw for her. And that's what made her leave. And shit, you know. And see, the thing about Christopher is that him and his wife, nobody's ever met his wife at work. And his wife never took his last name. So she put the offering on the house. The wife knew everything that was going on too. Because she was like, hey, fuck Erin, you know. And put the offering on the house. They had more than enough money. Got the house. Got this woman up out her house and moved in her shit, okay? Like, tell me that's not cold. Ain't that crazy? Now, do I believe somebody could do that? Hell yeah. I don't put nothing past nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as he was concerned, he was like, I'm not doing nothing wrong. And let me say this too. So when he would do whatever he was doing, he would never leave out of the front of the house, right? All he would do was just leave out of the side of the house, which you can just lock the door. You can lock it from the inside, then leave out. He would hop over a fence and the neighbors would never see him. You get what I'm saying? So it was very strategic. He was very smart about it. You know, every time he wanted to do something and kind of like, you know, fuck with her, he would just, like I said, come in at night, slide through the front door, go into the little cubby hole, wait for her to leave the next morning. And then he'll do whatever he was doing to mess with her. And then he'll let himself out, you know, like, and that's what happened. So shit is wild. Shit is extreme. Would I ever do something like that? No. But do I believe somebody would go to this length to get somebody back for messing up their livelihood? I think so. I think that somebody would sneak in somebody's house, be in their house, hide in their house, and do something to try to get into your head. So of course he could have, like, I don't know, he could have tried to kill her. He could have done a number of things, but he was like, no, like, I'm gonna get into her head. Like, I know Erin well enough to know I can get into her head and she's not gonna stick this out. Like, I'm gonna get her ass back. And so now Christopher is living happily ever after in her house, like in her dream house, pretty much. And yeah, so that's the story, y'all. So look, the moral of the story, y'all, please lock your door. Like, if you're going to check your mailbox if you're going to be outside of your house for an extended period of time, or if you're just running down, whatever, but you're like, oh, I'm on my street, you know, like it's no big deal. You know, I live in a safe neighborhood, or everything is all good. Nah, lock your door, y'all. You never know who's watching you. You don't know what's going on. It could be your own neighbors that are watching you. It ain't got to be somebody else that's trying to get revenge and, you know, get payback. It could be anybody that got their eye on you, you know, especially when you're a very routine person. Switch your routine up, because, like, again, you just never know when somebody might have it out for your ass. So, you know, switching up your routine can interfere with people's plans. You know what I mean? So just be cautious, y'all. And also, too, the moral of this is as well. Like, we talk about this a lot, is, you know, be mindful of losing yourself in a relationship. You know, check in with yourself, do things by yourself. If you feel up to it, you might not be that kind of person, but, you know, do things that you enjoy, do things that make you happy. You know, make sure that you are carrying and nurturing your happiness, because it's completely up to you. It's not up to your partner. It's not up to your kids. It's not up to your family. It's not up to your job. It's completely up to you. You know, so many of us feel so lost and so doomed, and our entire worlds are turned upside down if a relationship comes to an end, or somebody gets a divorce. So it can be sad, you know, and when a relationship ends, but, you know, once that relationship is your everything, and you're not doing nothing for yourself, and you're lost in that relationship, you know, it feels like the world is over. So that's the moral of the story. All right. The two morals of the story, y'all. So lock your door and make sure you are pouring into yourself, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship. All right. So that's it, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. If you are around tonight, come through for family night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out. I don't know what we're going to do, but let's have a good time. All right. Let's kick the weekend off right. I appreciate you watching. Please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself, y'all. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.